All right, guys, we got a couple of balance bikers out here. Looks like Matthew, Jaden, and Matthew. Matthew, you gonna race your brother? You gonna race your brother? All right. All right, we'll get them lined up. Balance bikers headed over to the line. All right, it looks like we got them lined up out there. You guys ready? All right, on your mark, get set, go. Oh, Jaden and Matthew. Matthew taking off. Jaden, the 942 of Jaden Serrano headed down the first straight. The 590 of Matthew Serrano. Got balance bike going down, making their lap around here, making a few laps. The 590 bike. Matthew, looks like the 942 of Jaden coming down the last straight. Here he comes down the last straight, coming back at me. Oh yeah, making his way around. 1 year old. I don't know what I was doing at 1 year old. It definitely wasn't racing balance bikes. Oh yeah, coming across to the finish line. All right, we're lining them back up for round 2 of balance bike. We run all 3 rounds of balance bike before we head into round 1 of motos. So I see Matthew and Jaden getting lined up out there. You guys ready? All right, on your mark, get set, go. Oh, they're taking off. Matthew and Jaden headed down the first straight. Down the first straight they go. The 590 of Matthew Serrano. The 942 of Jaden Serrano. Headed down the rhythm section. Coming back around on the last straight. In and out of the last turn. Got Jaden bringing it down the last straight. The 942 bike. Oh, yeah. Making his way around. He's up and over the double. Gonna head into the finish line. He's like, I'm cutting this short. I'm heading back to the starting line. Save myself a little bit of time here. Hurry up, Jaden. I'll start you before Matthew has a chance. All right, Jaden. On your mark. Get set, go. Oh, yeah, balance bike main event on the track here. Jaden Serrano, the 942 bike, 1 year old, coming at you from Lima, Ohio. Out there racing his big brother, the 590 bike of Matthew Serrano. Down the first straight. We got Matthew on the second straight, coming back around. Tell you what, both of these dudes have become way better riders. Remember earlier this year, Matthew is still on a Strider. Now he's pedaling around. Jaden's starting to outrun his mom, running a little faster. Oh yeah, down the last straight. He's headed up the double. Oh yeah, let's give Jaden a hand. Balance bike on the track. Gates now, meta number 2 on the track, 17 to 20 cruisers. We got Max Titus, Jim McKinney, Justin Atkins, Garen Newell, and Ron Markarian. Down the second straight they go. It's Markarian and Titus battling for the top spot, in and out of the second turn, side by side. Looks like we got Atkins, Newell, coming back at me. Markarian holding on for the one on the big wheels. Markarian, Titus, looks like Adkins, Newell, and McKinney coming back around. Gates down, 5 and under novice on the track. Meta number 3, we got Lincoln Connor, Matthew Serrano, and Boone Williams headed down the first straight. Into the first turn they go. We'll pick them up when they come out from behind the third burn. Oh yeah, down the second straight they go. That's got to be Serrano. The 590 bike and Matthew Serrano going to show the way. Believe it's the 817 of Boone Williams on the 2 and the 982 of Lincoln Connor on the 3 as they head for the second turn. We're picking them up as they come back around through the rhythm section. All 3 riders through the second turn and into the rhythm section. Oh, they're making it up and over into the last turn. It's getting close. 5 and under novice on the track. Little tykes, little bikes. 3 4-year-olds coming down the last straight. Serrano going to show the way. Serrano on the top side. Got Williams tracking him down. Looks like Serrano, Williams, and the 982 of Lincoln Connor on your 3. Meta number 4 on the track, 7 novice class. We got Lucas Salinas, Daniel Blackburn, and Rush Williams headed down the first straight. Into the first turn they go. We'll pick them up as they come out. Got to be Rush Williams on the top spot, the 276, with Blackburn and Salinas in tow. Headed down the second straight. In and out of the second turn, all three riders headed for the rhythm section. It's still Williams, Blackburn, and Salinas single file as they head into the rhythm section. Coming back around on the last straight as we pick them up. Rush Williams, the 276 bike, coming back to the line. Looks like Blackburn, the 483 on your 2, and the 474 bike of Salinas going to round out your podium. Gates down. Meta number 6. Meta number 6 on the track. 10 novice class headed down the first straight. Now, meta number 5. Don't listen to the announcer. 9 novice on the track. Jet Willie, Adele Bush, and Uriah Clarkson in and out of the first turn and down the rhythm section. I believe that's Clarkson on the top side. Clarkson, Willie, and Bush. Three-way battle as they come out of the last turn, coming back at me on the last straight. Who's it going to be coming to the line? Looks like Clarkson, Willie, and Bush. Great racing. Now we're on to 10 novice. Meta number 6 headed down the first straight. It's Brantley Manley, Shiloh Clarkson, and Joseph Posmater. Oh yeah, 3 riders headed down the second straight as we pick them up. I believe that's Clarkson on the top spot. In and out of the second turn, it's Clarkson on the top spot trying to hold on. I believe that's Manley and Posmater. Here they come down the last straight. We'll get some numbers. Clarkson, Posmater, and Manley coming across the line. Gates down, meta number 7 on the track. 12-year-old novice headed down the first straight into the first turn. Jalen Brust, Ethan Schwartzentruber, and Gideon Clarkson. Down the second straight they go. Boy, these Clarksons got the top spot handled. That's Gideon Clarkson, the 152 on the top spot. Got Schwartzentruber and Brust in tow as they head through the rhythm section. Single file, total points going down. We'll pick them up as they come down the last straight. The 152 of Clarkson going to get it done. Schwartzentruber on the 2, Brust on the 3, coming back across the line. Meta number 8 on the track. 7 intermediates headed down the first straight. We got Garen Newell, William Patton, and Kane Dodson battling in and out of the first turn down the second straight. It's got to be Newell. Newell on the top spot. Got Patton in there on the 2. Dodson on the 3, but still half the track to go as they come out of the second turn and into the rhythm section. Pedaling and pumping. Coming back at me on the last straight, the 83 bike, and Newell got it under control. Newell going to bring it across the line. It's heating up for that 2, but Patton going to hang on with Dodson on the 3. Meta number 9 on the track, headed down the first straight. We got Austin Moore, Celeste Van Horn, and Maddox Merrill in and out of the first turn and down the second straight. It's got to be Austin Moore, the 501 bike, going to show the way. Got Merrill on the 2 and Van Horn on the 3 in and out of the first turn and down the second straight through the rhythm section. Moore holding it down. Here they come down the last straight. He's got an expert trying to track him down. Coming back to the line, Looks like Austin Moore, Maddox Merrill, and Celeste Van Horn. 1, 2, 3. Gates down, 11 intermediate class on the track. Griffin Todd, Luke Little, and Reed Cole, 3 wide out of the first turn. Down the second straight, I believe that's Reed Cole on the top spot, but Griffin Todd making a charge. Luke Little still right there looking to make a move. There's still 3 wide. Little going to make a move for the 2. Reed Cole trying to escape. Todd battling back. They're going into the last turn. Here they come down the last straight. Great little BMX race going on. Coming back to the line. Cole trying to hold on. Cole, Todd, and Little. 1, 2, 3. (17-20). Now 12-year-old intermediate moto number 11. Cole Robar, Maya Gay, and Justin Adkins in and out of the first turn, going down the second straight. Got to be Gay on the top spot with Adkins and Robar in tow into the second turn. Headed through the rhythm section. They're pedaling, they're pumping, making their way around. Gay got it under control. Single file down the last straight. Looks like the 17 of Maya Gay going to take your 1. We got the 15 of Adkins and Robar, the Gold Cup 2. Gates down, moto number 12 on the track, 17-20 intermediates. We got Travis Connor, Kate Claridge, Trip Schwartzentruber. Into the second turn they go. In and out of the turn, down the rhythm section. Looks like Schwartzentruber going to show the way. Is that Bauer on the 2? Bauer coming back to the line. I don't know who got Schwartzentruber, Claridge, and Connor. Moto number 13 on the track, 36-40 intermediates. We got Whitney Schwartzentruber, Matt Williams, Dustin Todd, and Nick Schwartzentruber. Down the second straight they go. Into the last turn, into the second turn. I believe that's Williams on the top spot. Williams going to show the way. Schwartzentruber on the 2. It's Schwartzentruber, and Todd headed into the last turn, making their way around. Oh, Todd going to make a move. Williams going to come across the line. Looks like Whitney Schwartzentruber on the 2 with Griffin Todd on the 3 and Nitro Nick coming around on the 4. Gates down. Moto 14 on the track. 13 Expert headed down the second straight. Got to be Bentley McKee and Nolan Froliger. They're going side by side out of the second turn. Battling through the rhythm section. Headed for that last turn. In and out of the last turn. Going to bring it down the last straight. Looks like McKee on the top spot with Froliger right there on the 2. Gates down, 41-45 Expert, moto number 15, last moto of the first round. So if you've got a second round, head on over to staging. We will stage you up and move right into round 2. Looks like Titus, Worthington, and Williams into the second turn. Titus got it under control on the top spot. Williams and Worthington battling for the 2. Looks like Worthington going to hold it down. Here they come down the last straight. Jeremy Titus, Trey Worthington, and Sean Williams bringing it across the line. All right, guys, we're staging up round 2. Staging up round 2. We are getting our cruiser moto locked into the gate. Staging up round 2. Beautiful afternoon for BMX. Oh, gates down. 17 to 20 cruisers on the track, headed down the first straight. Into the first turn, Max Titus, Jim McKinney, Justin Adkins, Garen Newell, and Ron Markarian. Down the second straight they go. Looks like Titus on the top spot, but he's got Markarian in the 2. Adkins, Newell, and McKinney. Down the rhythm section they go. They're making their way around. We'll pick them up on the last straight. Looks like Titus going to bring it around for your 1 with Markarian on the 2. Looks like Adkins in there for the 3. Newell and the Gold Cup 2 of McKinney bringing it back around on the last straight. Five and under novice on the track. Moto number 3, Lincoln Connor, Matthew Serrano, and Boone Williams headed down the first straight. Making their way into the first turn. We'll pick them up as they come out of the turn and into the rhythm section. It's Serrano on the top spot. Serrano showing the way down the second straight. Is that Connor in there on the 2 with Williams on the 3? In and out of the second turn, they're making their way through the rhythm section, pedaling their way around. The 5 and under novice on the track. Is that right? Coming back at me. Yeah. Serrano, Connor, and Williams coming back at me. Josh sets a bad example for these kids. Oh yeah, meta number 4 on the track, 7-year-old novice class, headed down the first straight. We got Lucas Salinas, Daniel Blackburn, and Rush Williams. 3-7 novices battling in and out of the first turn. Looks like Rush Williams. He's in a rush once he gets on the track anyway. Williams going to show the way. Blackburn on the 2, Salinas on the 3. Headed down the second straight. We're picking them up into the rhythm section as they're making their way around. Down the rhythm section they go, headed into the last turn. Going to bring it back at me on the last straight. Williams going to get it done. Looks like Williams, Blackburn, and Salinas coming back around. Gates down, meta number 5, 9-year-old novice class headed down the first straight. We got Jet Willie, Adele Bush, and Uriah Clarkson. In and out of the first turn and down the second straight they go. There's Jet Willie out there on the top spot. The 77 bike. Looks like Clarkson on the 2 and Bush on the 3 as they head into the second turn, making their way through the rhythm section. Down the rhythm section they go into the last turn, coming back at me. Where you been hiding at, Jet? Coming back at me on the last straight, the 77 bike of Willie, gonna bring it across the line. Clarkson on the 2, and the 136 of Bush coming back around on the 3. Let me tell you something. I saw Adele Bush's little sister at the BMX Racing League. She's going to be cranking around here soon, too. Moto number 6, 10-year-old novice on the track. We got Brantley Manley, Shiloh Clarkson, and Joseph Ponsmatier in and out of the second turn through the rhythm section. Looks like Ponsmatier going to show the way. Got Clarkson on the 2 and Manley on the 3 as they make their way down the rhythm section, in and out of the last turn. Coming back at me down the last straight. Ponsmatier going to get it done. Clarkson on your 2 and Manley bringing it back around on the 3. Moto number 7 on the track, 12-year-old novice headed down the first straight. We got Jalen Brust, Gideon Clarkson, and Ethan Schwartzentruber. As they come out of the first turn and down the second straight, it's got to be Clarkson on the top spot. So we got Clarkson, we got Schwartzentruber, we got Brust, single file into the second turn. Still up for grabs as they head through the rhythm section, single file. Separating out a little bit. Clarkson, the 152 bike. Mechanicsburg, 152. Clarkson going to come around for the 1. Clarkson, Schwartzentruber, and Brust, 1, 2, 3. We got the wind howling out here. Moto number 8 on the track. 7 intermediates headed down the first straight into the first turn. Garen Newell, William Patton, and Kane Dodson in and out of the first turn. Got to be Newell on the top spot, but side by side for the 2. Patton and Dodson racing hard into the second turn. In and out of the turn they go, all 3 riders in the rhythm section. Newell got it under control, but there's heat for that too. Headed into the last turn. Who's it going to be as they come down the last straight? Newell going to take your 1. The 2 up for grabs. Looks like Spider-Man. Kane Dodson on your 2 with Patton on your 3. Meta number 9 on the track. 9 intermediates headed down the first straight. Austin Moore, Celeste Van Horn, and Maddox Merrill in and out of the first turn and down the second straight. We got 3 riders racing hard into the second turn. Moore going to show the way. Austin Moore on the top spot, but he's got a pocket full of Maddox Merrill trying to find a way. Van Horn in there on the 3 as they go into the second turn. Coming back at me on the last straight. It's still up for grabs. Merrill making a move onto the inside. Moore going to hang on. Moore, Merrill, and Van Horn coming back to the line. Meta number 10 on the track. 11 intermediates headed down the first straight. We got Griffin Todd, Luke Little, and Reed Cole in and out of the first turn. Got to be Griffin Todd showing the way down the second straight. Todd, Cole, and Little single file into the second turn. This was a good one in the first round. They're still battling tight quarter racing as they head down the rhythm section. Into the last turn. Coming back at me. The 152, Todd, going to hold it down for the top spot. Coming back to the line side by side. I don't know who got that. Cole side by side. Gates down, meta number 11 on the track, 12 intermediate class. Cole Robar, Maya Gay, and Justin Adkins. Down the second straight they go. Gay got it under control. Adkins and Robar battling for the two. Single file out of the second turn. There's still half a track left as they head through the rhythm section. Into the last turn they go. Coming back at me on the last straight, the 17 bike of Gay going to take round two with Adkins and Robar coming back around. Gates down, meta number 12 on the track, 17 to 20. Intermediate, Connor, Clearidge, and Schwartzentruber as they make their way down the second straight into the second turn. Clearidge, Schwartzentruber trying to find a way around. Clearidge, what's his name? Bauer going to show the way. Clearidge, Schwartzentruber, and Connor coming across the line. Meta number 13 on the track, 36 to 40 intermediates headed down the first straight. We got Whitney Schwartzentruber, Matt Williams, Dustin Todd, and Nick Schwartzentruber. In and out of the first turn, down the second straight, 36 to 40 intermediate. Got to be Todd on the top spot. Todd, Williams, and Schwartzentruber. Todd, Schwartzentruber, and Schwartzentruber. In and out of the last turn. Coming down the last straight. Griffin Todd. Griffin. Dustin Todd on the top spot. Got Nitro Nick on the 2. And Whitney on the 3. Meta 14 on the track. 13 Expert. We got Bentley McKee, Micah Bowers, and Nolan Froliger. In and out of the first turn. Down the second straight, got McKee on the top spot. McKee and Froliger down the second straight. Into the second turn they go. Down the rhythm section. Single file. McKee and Froliger. These two have been battling it out all summer long. Here they come down the last straight. McKee and Froliger, 1 and 2. Gates down, meta 15 on the track. We got Sean Williams, Jeremy Titus, Trey Worthington, and Matt Williams. Into the second turn they go. Got Titus on the top spot. Titus, Williams, Worthington, and Williams. Single file through the rhythm section they go. Coming back around on the last straight. Looks like Jeremy Titus going to take round 2 with Matt Williams on the 2. Worthington on the 3. And the carrot with Sean Williams aboard. Going to bring it back around on your 4. All right, guys. I see Whitney on her way up here. I'm gonna start getting yelled at, so we're gonna start staging up main events. So if you've got a main event, head on over to staging. We'll get you staged up and ready. Looking comfortable, man. Gates down at main event number 2 on the track. 1720 Cruiser. Titus, McKinney, Adkins, Newell, and Markarian battling into the second turn. Titus got the lead. Markarian sitting in his hip pocket as they head through the rhythm section. Got Adkins, Newell, and McKinney. Here they come down the last straight, coming back at me. Looks like Titus, Markarian. Coming down the last straight, Adkins on your 3, white line in it. Newell and Jim McKinney, the Gold Cup 2, coming back around. Gates down. Main event number 3, 5 and under novice. This will be a good one. These 3 dudes been battling all day. Into the first turn they go. Lincoln Connor, Matthew Serrano, and Boone Williams. In and out of the first turn and down the second straight as we pick them up. It looks like Serrano on the top spot. Matthew Serrano showing the way. Got Lincoln Connor on the 2 and Boone Williams on the 3 as they head down the second straight. Into the second turn they go. It's still all Serrano on the top spot as they head through the rhythm section. Connor on the 2, Williams on the 3 as they're making their way around. Picking them up into the last turn they go. Here they come down the last straight. It's the 590 bike of Serrano. But Connor's making a charge. The 982 of Connor going to make a move for the one. Connor coming around on the one. Connor, Serrano, and Williams coming down the last straight. Oh, yeah. Hey, he's across the line now. That's all he's got to do. Nice job, fellas. Meta number 4 on the track, 7 novice class, main event number 4, headed down the first straight. Lucas Salinas, Rush Williams, and Daniel Blackburn. In and out of the first turn, we're picking them up on the second straight as they head down the second straight. It's got to be Rush Williams on the top spot, but Blackburn's right there trying to find a way into the second turn. Salinas on your 3 as they head for the rhythm section, pumping and pedaling, making their way around. Into the last turn they go. Coming back at me on the last straight. Rush Williams on the top spot, trying to make it 3 for 3. Williams, Blackburn, and Salinas, 1, 2, 3. Gates down, main event number 5 on the track, 9-year-old novice class headed into the first turn. We got Jeb Willie, Adele Bush, and Uriah Clarkson. In and out of the first turn, headed down the second straight, got Jet Willie on the top spot, showing the way, the 77 bike. Clarkson and Bush in tow as they head into the second turn, picking them up through the rhythm section. Down the rhythm section they go, pedaling and pumping. Coming back at me on the last straight, the 77 of Willie. Got it under control. Coming back to the line. He's looking around. Willie on the 1. Clarkson and Bush. 1, 2, 3. Main event number 6 on the track, 10-year-old novice class headed down the first straight. Brantley Manley, Shiloh Clarkson, and Joseph Ponsmatier. In and out of the first turn and down the second straight. This has been a toss-up all day, but it's Ponsmatier on the top spot with Clarkson and Manley in tow. In and out of the second turn through the rhythm section, it's still up for grabs. Down the rhythm section they go. The last turn going to make the difference as they come back at me. Down the last straight, the 856 bike of Ponsmatier. Going to get it done on a Saturday afternoon with Clarkson on the 2 and Manley on the 3. Main event number 7 on the track, 12 novice class. We got Jalen Brust, Gideon Clarkson, and Ethan Schwartzentruber in and out of the second turn, or headed for the second turn. Got to be Clarkson on the top spot. It's Clarkson, it's Schwartzentruber, it's Brust in and out of the second turn, single file, making their way around. Headed for that last turn. As they come down the last straight, we'll pick them back up. The 152, Gideon Clarkson, going to get it done. On the 1, got Schwartzentruber on the 2, and Brust on the 3 as they come back through. Main event number 8 on the track, 7 intermediate class. Headed down the first straight, we got Garen Newell, William Patton, and Kane Dodson. Into the first turn they go. Coming out of the first turn and down the second straight, it's Newell on the top spot. Looks like Patton on the 2 and Dotson on the 3 into the second turn, but these dudes race hard from start to finish, making their way through the rhythm section. Down the rhythm section they go into the last turn. Going to come back at me on the last straight. Looks like Garen Newell. Get it done. Newell, Patton, and Dodson. 1, 2, 3. Main event number 9 on the track, 9-year-old intermediate class, headed down the first straight. We got Austin Moore, Celeste Van Horn, and Maddox Merrill headed down the second straight. Looks like Maddox Merrill gonna show the way. Got Austin Moore on the 2, got Van Horn on the 3 as they come in and out of the second turn through the rhythm section, pumping their way around as we pick them up in the last turn. Coming back at me. Looks like Merrill gonna get it done. Merrill, Moore, and Van Horn. 1, 2, 3. Main event number 10 on the track. 11 intermediates headed down the first straight. This has been one of our toss-ups today. Griffin Todd, Luke Little, and Reed Cole. These dudes race hard. Down the second straight they go. It's Griffin Todd on the top spot. Looks like Cole and Little battling for the 2 as they come in and out of the second turn. Single file, Todd, Little, and Cole. But it's still up for grabs as they head for the last turn. Coming back at me on the last straight. Coming back to the line. Looks like Griffin Todd, Luke Little, and Reed Cole. 1, 2, 3. Gates down. Main event number 11. 12 intermediates on the track. We got Cole Robar, Maya Gay, and Justin Adkins. In and out of the first turn, they're headed down the second straight. It's got to be Maya Gay on the top spot. So it's Gay, Adkins, and Robar as they head through the rhythm section, making their way around into the last turn. Coming back at me, Maya Gay, the 17 bike, looking to take all 3 rounds. Got Adkins on the 2 and Robar on your 3. Main event number 12 on the track, 17 to 20 intermediates. Travis Connor, Kate Claridge, Trip Schwartzentruber, Matthew Bauer down the second straight. Looks like Bauer on the top spot. Bauer, Schwartzentruber, Claridge, and Connor into the rhythm section they go, making their way around. Little style from the back, coming back to the line. Looks like Bauer, Schwartzentruber, Claridge, and Connor. Main event number 13 on the track. It's Schwartzentruber, Todd, and Schwartzentruber in and out of the first turn, battling down the second straight. Whitney Schwartzentruber on the top spot, leaving Dustin, Todd, and Nitro Nick to battle for the 2. In and out of the second turn through the rhythm section. Schwartzentruber got it under control. So it's Schwartzentruber, Todd, and Schwartzentruber. Into the last turn they go, coming back at me. The 85 bike of Whitney Schwartzentruber going to take your 1. Dustin Todd on your 2. And Nitro Nick Schwartzentruber on your 3. Gates down, Meadow 14 on the track, 13 experts, Bentley McKee and Nolan Froliger battling down the second straight. Making their way down the second straight, McKee on the top spot, got Froliger on the 2. In and out of the second turn, headed through the rhythm section. These two dudes been racing all summer as they head down the rhythm section into the last turn. Coming back at me. Headed for the line. Looks like McKee and Froliger going to round it out as they come back to the line. Last main event of the day, 41 to 45 expert. We got Sean Williams, Jeremy Titus, Trey Worthington, and Matt Williams in and out of the first turn and down the second straight. Looks like Titus on your top spot. So it's Titus, Matt Williams, Trey Worthington, and Sean Williams. As they head down the rhythm section, single file into the last turn. We're picking them up as they bring it down the last straight. Titus trying to hold on. Williams making a charge. Williams going to come by. Williams, Titus, Worthington, and Williams